What up, crypto world? My name is Christopher Garcia, aka Crypto Godson. Today, I will be going over Polkaswap, the highly anticipated DEX, brought to you by Sora Network. So, if you're interested in this, if you're interested in learning about crypto, if you're interested in potential life-changing gains, please like and subscribe. Also, join the chat. I will comment below the Telegram chat of my community that is growing pretty fast at this fast pace. I just started this YouTube consistently in December 2020. It is now the beginning of April, Q2 2021. So if you're interested in joining my crypto community, talking to me one-on-one, getting your pain points, your roadblocks, removed, we're just trying to cultivate a community of continuous learning, continuous improvement. If you're interested in that, like I said, join the chat below. And also feel free to DM me on Twitter and just stay tapped in with me. So today, like I said, we're going to go over Polkaswap. So let's jump right into it. Polkaswap, so I'm right here at polkaswap.io. Polkaswap is a non-custodial. So if you don't know what that means, I actually can do a quick definition right here. Let's see. Look up non-custodial. So not having custody of one's children after a divorce. So in this case, obviously we're in the crypto world, we're talking about not having custody of one's private keys, which is basically the key to your crypto. If you give your private keys away, the centralized exchanges, quote unquote, have ownership of your tokens. Just like if we put money in the bank now has the rights to that money. They get to use that money to do whatever they want to make more money from that money, but it's just under our name. It's just a ledger with our name assigned to a certain balance. But at that point in time, that centralized entity owns that asset. So with Polkaswap, it's not custodial, so they will never touch your keys. They don't necessarily ever own your assets. So Polkaswap is a non-custodial cross-chain AMM, which means automated market maker. So it's that's a term that's used. That is basically what brought Uniswap to the forefront of the decentralized exchange marketplace. That's what makes Uniswap so powerful, because they introduced this automated market making technology and functionality to their exchange that allowed orders to get filled in a different way than what we're used to on centralized exchanges, which are otherwise known as order book. Basically, which is matching a buy and a sell order. Simply, if you are familiar with the eBay way of bidding, the way you bid on products on eBay, that's what we're used to on centralized exchanges. And so Uniswap introduced a totally new way of matching orders that made it a lot more efficient. And so Polkaswap is using a similar technology, obviously using automated market making DEX. So let me just restart. So Polkaswap is a non-custodial cross-chain AMM DEX designed uniquely for the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystems, hosted on the Sora 2.0 network. If you're interested in Polkadot and all the projects being built on Polkadot, Polkaswap is definitely one you want to look into, and that's why I'm covering it today, so I can give you guys this, this privileged knowledge that only a certain amount of people know about. It's on the horizon. It's not really mainstream news just yet, but it will be. So I want to make sure I cover this before it is. So, near boundless liquidity through one-of-a-kind aggregate liquidity technology with the security and convenience of the DEX. It's coming soon. The testnet is now live. I just showed you guys the video. Real quick, let's go look at the roadmap. It is now the beginning of Q2 2021. So in Q4, we had the testnet launch of basic features, which is swap and add liquidity features. Q1 and Q2, so it's pretty rough the first 6 months of 2021. They expected Polkaswap V1 mainnet launch, so this is actually on the horizon. They actually are saying this should be launched within the next week. Hashi Ethereum bridge, so a way to bridge tokens to and from the Ethereum blockchain. A security audit for the whole Polkaswap code base. Q2 and Q3 2021, so between April and I believe, September, we should expect Polkaswap V2 mainnet launch with advanced features. So an upgrade to the the V1 Polkaswap mainnet launch, and then a full technical roadmap published, which should be very interesting right here. All right, and then next, let's go to frequently asked questions. So Polkaswap is an ongoing development, and the following frequently asked questions will continue to be updated as the Polkaswap protocol continues to be enhanced. The technology and structure that will be applied at the launch of Polkaswap may change as research and development progress. So that's just a disclaimer there. So what we're talking about today may change, and it can change, and most likely will change. So what is Polkaswap? Polkaswap is a non-custodial cross-chain AMM DEX protocol for swapping tokens based on the Polkadot and Kusama networks, parachains, and blockchains connected via a bridge. The Polkaswap protocol effectively removes trust intermediaries and provides the opportunity for faster trading. Polkaswap is an open source software licensed under Apache v2. How does Polkaswap work? Polkaswap is a DEX with the possibility to set up multiple liquidity sources under a liquidity aggregation algorithm. Liquidity sources can be represented as AMMs, order books, or other algorithms. Because Polkaswap is an open source project, it will be possible to add more liquidity sources as a community by developing inside the Polkaswap module. Does the Polkaswap DEX have a token? What we're talking about today, obviously, yes. Polkaswap does have a token called Pswap. Polkaswap enables users to create liquidity pools for token trading pairs in the Polkaswap DEX and receive Pswap, so-called liquidity staking. Trading fees are also used to buy back and burn Pswap tokens. That's huge. It's deflationary. And new Pswap tokens are minted to reward liquidity providers, but this is done in a deflationary way as more Pswap are burned than minted. That's really important there. Keep that in mind. The Pswap token issuer will be a smart contract that will distribute Pswap according to the program logic and to incentivize Polkaswap growth. Additionally, the XOR token will be used for paying network transaction fees. For a more in-depth description, check out the Polkaswap intro article. Next, what is the utility of the Pswap token? The Pswap token incentivizes liquidity providers utilizing a deflationary model with respect to token supply. The 0.3% fee for every trade in the Polkaswap DEX is used to buy back Pswap tokens. Part of these Pswap tokens are allocated to the liquidity providers, and part are burned to decrease the token supply. At first, 100% of bought back Pswap tokens are allocated to the liquidity providers, but with time, this percentage decreases with the burned tokens. All right, that's it. That's all I have for you guys for the frequently asked questions. Let's jump to some tweets that I thought were very useful. So Sora, which is the hashtag XOR, will soon be one of the hottest topics in crypto. XOR is the native token behind the Sora network, and the Polkaswap DEX will launch on Sora this week. Polkaswap would be the Uniswap of Polkadot, in my opinion. Been buying since 140, XOR 10x from here, in his opinion. So Polkaswap is basically, Polkadot is about to launch, and if Polkaswap is going to be the Uniswap of Polkadot, we know this is going to be huge. Polkaswap has a lot of potential, and Uniswap obviously is doing crazy volume. So this guy is someone you definitely want to follow if you're interested in the Sora network. Things going on behind the scenes with Polkaswap, Polkadot, anything related to Sora. So you definitely want to follow Makoto Takamiya. And so this tweet he leaves here: infrastructure drives the creation of new apps, which drives the creation of new infrastructure. And then that drives the creation of new apps, and it just repeats. So repeat and find the pattern. So he had this little visual here at the bottom. You got Web 2.0, you got Ethereum, and then on top of that, you have Polkadot, which was built. And on top of that, you have Polkaswap that was built, being built actually. And then now you have Sora network on top of that. So he sees this as a natural evolution of infrastructure and apps, and infrastructure and apps being built on top of each other, as we innovate in this DeFi space. So next thing I want to share. So this is actually a tweet from the Polkaswap official Twitter. It says, this was tweeted on March 31st. So we are rushing towards Polkaswap release. Once all the outstanding minor issues are fixed, it will go live. We are hoping for the end of next week. So expect this here within the next week, by the end of the week of Friday on April 9th. So keep that in mind. Keep that in your calendars. Polkaswap should be released by then. So if you're like me and you're like, okay, how do I get a hold of this? There are 3 ways. I actually shared this in my Telegram group. Side note, please join below. It'll be in the comment and description. Join the chat, and I'll be dropping information like this nonstop, pretty much around the clock. So there are 3 ways, but I'm going to focus on today is you can farm Pswap on Sora.farm. Around 2% of the supply is reserved for farming. You can read more here. And basically after launch, there will be other ways that you can acquire Pswap, but what I'm going to focus on today is the most simple way. And so let's go here. Sora Farm Game. So they dropped a Medium article on how, to get a hold of some Pswap. So how you can do it is add liquidity either on Uniswap or Uniswap to the following token pairs and earn Pswap. So you simply just add liquidity and you earn Pswap. Really simple, right? So let's see here. What else can I cover? So right here. So Sora Farm is a community initiative game that allows users to gather Pswap tokens by providing liquidity for the ETH XOR, ETH VAL, or XOR VAL pairs on Uniswap or Uniswap. The total tokens gathered can be tracked on the Sora Farm website. There would be a possibility to claim gathered Pswap tokens when Pswap is launched, so you can't claim it until Pswap is launched. You will never be asked to provide your private key or passphrase to anyone to claim Pswap. That's, in other words, that's how hackers get you. So if anybody ever asks you for a private key or a passphrase, they're trying to take your money. That's like giving away like your bank account. Like here's my bank account, do whatever you want. So it's similar in the crypto world. Your passphrase, private key is like giving somebody your login to your bank app on your phone. It's just like it's giving all your money away. So don't give it away. So we're farming Pswap tokens. Pswap is the native token of the Polkaswap DEX. Polkaswap is a non-custodial liquidity aggregator cross-chain AMM DEX designed uniquely for the Polkadot ecosystem and hosted on the Sora V2 network. Side note, so Uniswap is not cross-chain, it's just on the Ethereum chain, right? So what Polkaswap is trying to do is make a cross-chain DEX so that anybody can go to this Polkaswap website and be able to swap between, Ethereum, DOT, possibly Cosmos, Binance Smart Chain, what else? Tron, even if you want to do that. So you can basically, like I said, you can swap between blockchains and not just on one blockchain. Like, I can only trade an ERC20 token to this other ERC20 token on Uniswap. But so Polkaswap is trying to aggregate all of the chains to one DEX. So that's the idea here. That's how I understand it. If I get that wrong, please correct me if you know your stuff more. So how do you provide liquidity? So they provide links here. What I did was provided ETH and VAL on Uniswap because honestly it had the most APY. So I simply would add that. I actually have a video after this that I would drop, and it'll show all the steps that are explained here. Literally all the steps are here. I'm going to put the link below if you want to have a step-by-step to how to do it. There's explanations here, and there's going to be a video at the end of this video. I'll provide a video of how I did it, the visuals, obviously excluding the approvals on the unlocked ledger during this whole process. So yeah, so like basically if you wanted to go ahead, you got to go here to Val ETH. Let's let this load. The one thing you want to keep in mind, so if you're like myself, you're going to go ahead and basically you got to provide a one-to-one liquidity. So say if you like want to put up $1,000, right? Like, okay, let me put $1,000 towards this so I can earn Pswap. That means I put 500 in ETH, $500 worth of ETH and $500 worth of VAL. You have to make sure it's evened out. So make sure you're not just coming with $1,000 worth of ETH and that's it. And you have to put 500. So make sure it's 1-to-1 ratio and then connect and give the liquidity. So here's the actual Sora Farm website. As you can see here, I'm actually connected already. I've earned 8.253 Pswap so far. I cannot claim it yet. I can only claim it when it, whenever it launches. This website does have the article that I just referenced. So you can, if you just go to this website, I'll put it below in the description, of course. You can click this link and it'll direct you directly to the article I just went over. So let's see here. Yep. So there it is right there. And like I said, at the end of this video, I'll show you how to do it. And also, if you, of course, have any questions, please just hit me up in Telegram, DM me on Twitter. All my links are below. And as you can see here, the highest APY right now is actually for the pair I still have, which is Val ETH pair. So I would recommend that one. And so you see here I've had 195 Val and then 0.248 Ethereum. All right, I think that's about it for today. I covered all the information regarding Pswap and how to earn Pswap before Polkaswap is launched, and that's when we'll be able to claim it. So I would go ahead and start your farm ASAP. We're in the last few days of this opportunity. There will be more opportunities to earn Pswap, so don't worry if you don't jump on this one before the launch. There are other opportunities that will be launched upon the launch of Polkaswap, so keep that in mind. Like I said before, please join the chat below if you have any questions. Stay healthy, and let's get wealthy. Also, something real quick, may not be common knowledge just yet, but so this is a farm. So theoretically, we're adding 2 different ingredients, which in my case is Val and ETH, to earn a third different ingredient, which is Polkaswap. So you can think of it as a farm. You know, you're adding certain ingredients to the ground and something else is coming out, right? So that's kind of the concept with farming. You're providing 2 tokens of liquidity, and you're getting a third in return as a reward. So staking is different. You can hear the term staking or earn in some cases. And so when I hear staking, most of the time that means, so for instance, I could stake RSR somewhere, which means I'm locking it up somewhere, and then I'm earning RSR from that stake. But in other cases, you can stake this RSR and earn something different. So if I stake a token, I may earn, some XYZ token back. And in some of those cases, they use the word stake and earn interchangeably. So just keep that in mind as you hear these terms called, staking rewards, farming, and things like that. So I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that.